With more than 1,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus, the outbreak at the Tönnies meat processing plant has now become the biggest in Germany's most populous state. And with the situation worsening, the military has been called in to help test plant workers. All of the company's 6,500 employees are now in quarantine, and about a half have been tested. The district commissioner says they're working around the clock to get the situation under control. The highest priority in the district of Gütersloh remains the prevention of any further spread of the virus and to avoid a shutdown. Authorities have complained, however, that the operators of Europe's largest meat processing plant have been making their job difficult by not providing relevant employee information. The head of the crisis management team says he's lost all faith in the meat packing company. I want to say clearly that the trust we have in the Tönnies company is zero. I have to say this clearly. That statement prompted a response from the owner of the plant, Clemens Tönnies. He said his firm had struggled to collect the personal data of employees and contractors. I can only offer my complete apologies. And I give my apology because we are the cause of the issue and carry full responsibility. Me as a businessman and the company as a whole. Authorities now have the information needed to properly trace many of those infected. Mobile testing units have begun visiting private residences in the region to test for further spreading. Many people in the local community are unnerved and frustrated with the ongoing situation. This is serious. It's catastrophic. We'll all just have to suffer again. We don't know if a shutdown's coming and whether it will affect us. It's not nice. Could be that they should have started testing earlier. With so many people working there, I don't know. With the situation threatening to spiral out of control, authorities have closed the factory for 14 days.
Well, for more on this story, I'm joined in the studio by DW political correspondent Kate Brady. Kate, thanks for coming in. This isn't the first time there's been a coronavirus outbreak at a slaughterhouse in Germany. How can this keep happening?
Well, this comes down to, or has been attributed so far to, some of the cramped working, especially living conditions that many of these workers have to live in. Most of these employees at Tönnies and many other slaughterhouses as well, particularly in western parts of Germany, are migrants, contract workers from Bulgaria and Romania. And these living conditions that many employees have to put up with, it's no secret that it's something that's been discussed time and time again, both by local authorities and a national level here in Germany as well. But the meat processing industry in Germany is so powerful, and a lot of the firms say that they need these contract workers to keep meat prices low in Germany. And so far, that's how they've been able to pretty much turn a blind eye to some of these issues that we're seeing in the accommodation for these migrants.
And how is this affecting the coronavirus numbers here in Germany?
Well, what we've seen just yesterday was the reproduction rate jump again here in Germany. It's now at 1.79, and that's been attributed, the Robert Koch Institute says, that's the public health institute here in Germany, due to these outbreaks that we're seeing not only at the slaughterhouses in Western Germany, but we've also had some cluster infections even here in the capital in Berlin as well. 7 locations in the southern part of Berlin now being quarantined. They're about halfway through their quarantine. So far, though, the Public Health Institute has said that this isn't something we need to be too worried about. And at the moment, the number of new cases nationwide is still relatively low.
Well, you mentioned that these working conditions are quite well known. What do we expect will happen to prevent this from continuing, or there are more cases like this continuing?
Well, so far, the 6,500 employees at Tönnies meat processing firm, they've all been quarantined, but at the same time, there's also other people who don't work at the meat processing firm who live nearby. They've also been quarantined because they live in the same apartment buildings. And the state government cabinet in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, where this outbreak is in Western Germany, the cabinet is meeting today to discuss whether they need to have a wider quarantine put in place. So at the moment, it seems that it has been contained to the employees at this meat processing firm. But of course, there are fears that, you know, are these people going to abide by the quarantine? There's been fences put up in some places to try and keep people within their quarantines. But of course, you know, emotions are running high. It's not something that people necessarily want to abide by. We've got another hot week coming up in Germany as well, particularly in that part of Germany. And these are not conditions that people want to be kept in at the best of times, let alone under quarantine.
Yeah, no one wants to be indoors. All right, well, Kate Brady, thanks very much for bringing us up to speed. I'm sure we'll be keeping a close eye on this story.